When I think about people that are homeless, I think about the dirty old guy on the street. I think about the crazy guy with the matted hair muttering to himself. I never think about me. About 2 years ago, I had to leave home. Home is supposed to be where you feel safe, and I wasn't safe there. I had a father who liked to speak with his fists, and a mother who didn't care who he beat on, as long as it wasn't her. I couldn't get work because I hadn't finished school. And I couldn't finish school because I had no support. I actually had enough to stay in a youth hostel for the first week or so, but that obviously ran out. I have friends, and they've been great for letting me stay with them. Sleeping on a couch isn't glamorous, but at least it's better than the streets. And I'm not really homeless if I'm not in the streets, right? But things don't last. Friends' patience can only stretch so far. There's no substitute for real safety. So I needed help. I needed the Salvos. They gave me a place to stay, a place to not only feel safe, but actually be safe. And it wasn't just a bed for the night. They helped me with a place to stay long term, with getting a job, with getting my life back on track. I'm not who you think of when you think of homelessness, but this is my story. Was my story.
I'm always afraid of the hot days. I watch the news and I know when one's coming, and I just know that soon I'll get that call. I mean, I've never regretted being a firey. It's hot and it's dirty, but it's how I help people. And people should help people. When you're out in the middle of it, it's always good to know the Salvos are going to be there. It's a hard slog, what we do, and just knowing that someone is looking out for you makes it easier. There's so much destruction, so much loss, and they understand. The last bushfire was especially hard. I came home from weeks of fighting fires to find my own home gone. I didn't know what to do. I'd lost everything. My family had no clothes, no beds, no roof over our head. Now we were the ones who needed help. I've never been so grateful to anyone more than to the Salvos. They helped us with a place to stay, with food, with clothes, but you know, that's not what really blew me away. We lost our home 2 years ago, and the Salvos are still here. They are still helping the community rebuild, still giving me someone to talk to when it's tough, still helping us to move forward. Now every time I see that red shield, I think of all the help I got. And people should help people.
I'm not an addict. That's what I keep telling myself. I mean, it's normal to party as hard as I do. You know, to drink till you're wasted, to take something, to give it a bit of an edge. We all do it. It's normal. But I'm not an addict. Sometimes my friends tell me that I drink too much, like I'm some old wino with a brown paper bag. What a bunch of hypocrites. You know, they binge just as much as I do. They drop E just as much as I do. You know, my dad probably drinks more than I do, for crying out loud. I mean, it's harmless. It's normal. Isn't it? People assume just because you're young you don't have any pain. That you don't have any reason to need to escape. But I do. Sometimes I'll give anything to make the pain go away. Just to make life numb. But I can stop any time I want. I can. I didn't know how much help I really needed. She didn't judge me. She didn't say that I was a junkie or an alcoholic. She just listened. And when I was ready to change, the Salvos were there for me. They helped me change my lifestyle. They helped me change the way I relate to other people, the way I relate to myself. They helped me find a healthy way to deal with the pain. So yes, yes, I have an addiction. But I still have hope.
There are simple things I think we all take for granted. I used to think it was a good coffee and a weekend getaway. Now I think it's bread, a hot shower, and clean sheets on your bed. Is that too much to ask? At first, a lot of people are amazed that I don't have a job. I have a degree, experience, I'm a good guy. But after a while, amazement turns to judgment, and I go from unfortunate to lazy. I never tell them about the problems I've had, the thoughts I can't control that keep me inside. It started with just being a bit sad and tired. Now some days I can barely get dressed. Or even get out of bed. How do you explain that? I suppose lazy is better than crazy. But then there's a knock on the door and everything's just a little bit better. The first time I had to call the Salvos, I was embarrassed. A man should be able to fend for himself. But they never made me feel ashamed. They never made me feel like something was wrong with me. Asking for help's never easy. Asking for more help is almost impossible. I figured if I can't help myself, then why should I expect so much? But as I got to know the Salvos, I came to understand they were more than just a food drive. They care about how I'm going to stay warm, how I'm going to sleep. They care about me. More than just the food, it's good to have someone to talk to. That's the simple thing. Maybe I'll go outside today.
I can remember when we first fell in love. I really felt like this was it. He was such a normal guy, almost placid. He was the kind of guy who'll always take care of you. And he loves me. He loves me. No one will believe you. That's what he always said to me. He doesn't drink, he's not on drugs, he's successful, and I'm nobody. In many ways, it's not the physical pain. Bruises fade. It's how he makes me feel. Worthless. I don't know how many times I thought about leaving, just taking our kids and walking out the door. But where would we go? Where would we stay? He controls all our money. All our friends are his friends. I haven't spoken to my sister in years. Why did I let him push her away? Then one day I saw an ad for the Salvos, and I thought maybe we might be safe there. I have never been more terrified in my entire life. But they accepted us in a way I couldn't imagine. It isn't just a place to sleep. They helped us to find a way to move forward, how to rebuild our lives. But most of all, they made me feel like I was somebody worthy of help, that I had value. I am not worthless. There is a way forward. I can see that now. I have hope.
In each service and program we provide, we aim to treat people with dignity and respect. This is at the very heart of our mission and values. People come to the Salvation Army in need. Everybody has a story, a reason for needing our help. They may come from a background of poverty, they may be a victim of abuse, have no family support, or have experienced tragedy. Sometimes their needs are very practical. Sometimes they just need someone to listen and care. Our goal is to see that everyone is valued and everyone has support.